What's going on, everybody? And I am sitting down with one of my clients today, Rizo, who just recently had a pretty big win in the program that he's joined here. And I'm here today to just show you guys what he's been able to do. So, just for a synopsis, in roughly about $800 in ad spend, Rizzo closed a $6,000 deal. And Rizzo, I would assume that you're pretty excited about that, but
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, for those out there who don't know who you are, take a little bit of time to educate everybody out there on who you are, what it is exactly that you do over at State House Studios.
Yeah. We own a video production company here in Columbus, Ohio. And we've for a long time been focusing on making social media content, but never really kind of knew the right way to do it. We just love to make cool videos. And so I've been making videos myself for about 4 years now, and really am just getting to the right way to do it. So
Awesome, dude. What kind of clients do you generally work with?
So for a long time, it was mainly podcasters. That was our chief kind of client type. And those podcasters would often be families, very small business, and like smaller nonprofits as well. Had some kind of government contracts and things like that, and a lot of like one-off event recaps and one pieces of social media, the occasional music video. So really, it was all over the place,
Nice.
but a pretty wide variety.
Yeah. No, I think that's how a lot of us kind of go through it until we kind of get the proper guidance in what it is that we actually need to do. But what particular challenges kind of have you been facing in the past?
The biggest thing I think was just understanding why people watch video, just why people make their way through a video, what keeps them engaged, and then more importantly from that, what makes people take an action from a video that they see. I had no understanding of that whatsoever. Like I said, I like to just make cool videos and just, get the best shots and, the best lighting and best sound and all that. And that was really my focus for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was a big struggle for me to reevaluate that and look at it from perspective of what can I actually do with the video that I'm making, as opposed to just getting a bunch of likes. Definitely the biggest challenge.
Yeah, for sure. So walk everybody through that's watching this. Walk them through a little bit of what you came in and experienced, and kind of what we helped you set up and implement.
Yeah, from the first time that we talked, just kind of when you were explaining to me how everything worked, I was already learning just from, kind of how you were talking to me about how this process worked. So picking up a ton of things from you, in not necessarily telling me how to make better, high quality videos, because I think, you and I kind of understand that that's not that important, but also, knowing where I'm starting from was very important. Knowing that I'm established as in video and doing business for a long time in that way, but really showing me how to use strategy instead was something that I think we focused on very, very early on in our working relationship here. And so just being able to meet regularly and go back and forth about what's working, what's not working. Here's what you should try this week. This is, let's do this very specific thing. Let's measure, let's see how it goes. And when wins come in, let's break those down, figure out what worked, double down on it and whatnot. So, and then even just the way that we've been looking at niches that I can explore, different methods, helping me to craft my offer for people, for businesses, in a way that makes sense for the amount of work that it requires from me, but also gets me a fair price, so I can sustain myself without having to, do a ton of work for little money. So, yeah.
So you just mentioned right there kind of some price, right? The deal that you closed was $6K. I think it was for a 90-day process, right?
Yes, 12 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you have normally priced somebody on kind of just a one-off shoot, or, something like that? Like, what was your typical price points before?
My default kind of method of pricing before working with you was to just kind of have an hourly rate, which was pretty arbitrary,
Hmm.
um, just kind of based on mainly what I thought I could earn from the project,
Yeah.
what I thought I was worth, because I own my gear, so I don't have to do a lot of rentals. I don't have to hire a team or
Sure.
anything like that.
Sure.
But just what I thought I was worth, what I thought I could get, and then how much time would it require me, and that's what I would base that on. So um,
What was
it's
that number
it
typically rooted in?
typically it was around 150 to $250 an hour.
An hour. Okay.
Yeah, and so I would tell people, yeah, let's just do as many videos as we can, in the time that we have, or if it's an event recap, like I'll be there all day,
Yeah.
whatever. I'll make it look great.
Yeah.
Everything will be great. Everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
Um, and I would just try to maximize their deliverables so they're so happy they go and run and tell all their friends about me, and hopefully that brings me some business instead of again getting into a strategy with them.
Yeah. So what was it kind of like for you going from that that headspace of kind of charge by the hour, charge by the project to implementing, a retainer model to where now you have $2,000 a month from this one particular client coming in every single month? What was the shift there? Like one, what did you kind of have to do for yourself? And then two, how do you think it's benefited you?
I think the biggest mindset shift was just kind of what is my service worth, and it's what I was basing that value on before, was how good of a video can I make? How talented am I?
Hmm.
And the shift really became from how good is my art to what can I achieve for this client? What can they get from what I'm providing for them? And that was definitely the biggest mindset shift. For before, it was like, my art is worth this much. This is how good of a creator I am.
Hmm.
And it turned into, if I do this for you and deliver it to you, you can now take this and bring in your own revenue from it.
Yeah.
And so that, helps me determine what this particular package may be worth.
Gotcha. How do you think, or what specifically do you believe that I kind of helped you walk through to be able to now position that to people?
The offer, I think the biggest thing that you helped me with was understanding how an offer should work.
Hmm.
Again, and then also working with me to develop a way to actually talk with these potential clients.
Yeah, the
So
sales
when I
process
get
is
on
important,
sales
isn't it?
call,
Yeah.
yeah. So when I get on these sales calls with them, I can actually discover, how is business going for you? Where can I help most? And find a real solution for the people that I'm speaking with, as opposed to, just again, just throwing some videos at them instead of solving a problem for them. That's been a
Yeah.
big shift of approach.
Yeah. Because I know that you have like a few other things in your pipeline right now.
Hmm.
I think the last time we spoke about it, once these other kind of things come through, you're probably going to be at about just shy of like 20K
Yeah.
recurring for the next several months.
Right.
So that's got to be, man, it's got to be exciting, I would think. How do you think
Yeah.
something like that transition, or how does that impact your business overall?
Yeah. I mean, the shift has been dramatic. First of all, these clients, they don't require the same amount of time and effort, because everything is um, so meticulously planned and
Hmm.
offered in a way that works well for both the client and for myself. So I have a lot more time,
Hmm.
which allows me to do higher quality work, which allows me to deliver the work faster, and really be more efficient with my time. But also, I get my time back a little bit.
Yeah.
So when I'm not working in State House Studio, I can do whatever other things that I want to do with my life. That also the finances help with. So
Sure.
all together, it's very helpful.
Yeah. So, there's obviously a ton of coaches out there. There's a ton of other people, other programs that you could have joined. Um, what was the particular reason that you decided to say yes to me?
I think the biggest thing, the biggest reason why I decided to go with you as opposed to a lot of the other coaches that I've seen, a lot of the ads that would come up in front of me, um, was how you presented the process. Right?
Mm.
You didn't come in and say, "I'm going to make you $50,000 in the next 90 days, or you didn't give me a guarantee of like, this is going to happen for you. I guarantee it. Your approach was very much more like, I can show you this. And if you put in the work that you need to do as well, things
Yep.
are going to grow for you, and things are going to be really good. And that wasn't a common thing that I was seeing from these other coaches, from these other video programs. And I knew that would work a lot better for me, so
Yeah.
like coming to me and saying, hey, I'll help you make $10,000 is like, okay, it's kind of snake oil. But
Sure.
you saying like, hey, this is what I done that works, and I
Mhm.
can show you how to do it. Your results may vary, but you're going to grow.
Yeah.
I think that was great for me.
Yeah, I think that's what I root myself in as well. Even though, like in some of my ads now, like I know that if you put in the specific work that I tell you to put in, you can feasibly achieve, these certain benchmarks,
Hmm.
right? Which is why I preach the 4 or 5 clients model, where it's like, man, if you have 4 or 5 clients at anywhere from $3,500 to $5K a month, I mean, you're 10 or 20K recurring over and over again, and that's essentially fulfilling on basically one client a week, right?
Right.
I mean, you and I both know doing video work and everything, fulfilling a set of deliverables or for one client a week is not out of the question. Like that's very easy to do in terms of fulfillment goes, and I think you hit it right on the nose with. I think some of these other programs, these other coaches, they put out these big numbers, and they do all of this to really attract people, but then it causes a lot of the students that go through it to lean on that, and they don't lean into their own work
Right.
that they have to put in. And that's not the relationship that I want to cultivate with the people that I work with. I want to just give them the tools and the know-how to how to do it. And yes, be the be the person in their corner to help them through when they are struggling. But I have to go into the relationship with you understanding that I am not the person that does this for you. You ultimately make it happen. I just help you when you're feeling low or when you're feeling really high, right? So I always try to do that with the people that I work with, is just make sure that we're both on like center ground when we start, because I think it helps you in the long run understand kind of what you asked to sign up for, right? Because again, I didn't put a gun to your head and say, "Hey, let's do this," right? You made the decision based on the research and the knowledge and everything. Because we didn't go from right to talking to getting on a call within the same minute, and then you
Yeah.
were in. It was, hey, we chatted on Instagram, got you on a call, we talked about what the whole thing looked like and what you wanted to do, and you made it the right fit for you. So I think it's really important that you come from that grounded aspect, that us coaches out here aren't done for you services. If you go into a program like that with that mentality, you're inevitably going to fail. So um, I, I totally agree with you there. How do you think that what I've helped instill in you and the way that you're running your business, how do you think that's overall impacted where you're currently at now and what is in the future for you?
I think some of the biggest impacts from what you've taught me and what you've worked on me with are these systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I was very, I was able to run my business
Yeah.
well and get the job done, but I didn't really have a way to manage, people who are interested in my business.
Mm.
I didn't really have a way to efficiently schedule people who want to talk with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot of these systems in place, and so the systems have been the most impactful thing. And there's a quote, and I'm going to misquote it terribly, I'm sure, but it's something to the effect of like your first 100,000 is going to be from working hard, and your first million is going to be from the systems you put in place.
Yeah.
And so I see that in action, as these systems have been implemented into my business. Um, Again, it takes less work from me. I'm able to work more efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
and also more effectively as well. I'm able to follow up with potential clients. I'm able to deliver more effectively. I'm able to get in front of people a lot easier, a lot faster as well. So a lot of really great benefits.
Yeah. Um, no, that I totally see that one. So I guess the final kind of thing that I'll ask of you here is, if there was anybody who is kind of in your situation, or was in your situation of like, I'm trying to run a media business. I'm trying to make it work. I'm charging just kind of by the hour, all of that. But they're on the fence about maybe talking to somebody like myself. Like, what would you tell that person?
If somebody's in the position that I was in, where I didn't know how to grow effectively, the number one thing that I would tell them is working with somebody who has done it before, not just for themselves, but also for other videographers like me, is definitely the right choice. Um, the type of things that I learned have, not only directly impacted my business, but also are shaping the future of my business in a really effective way that I'm really excited to see. And I think that also could happen for a person like you. So, working with a coach like Evan is a really it'll be a revealing experience for you, where you'll learn a lot about what works for you, what
Yeah.
didn't work for you, what can work for you in the future, and find some really good ways for you to grow.
Yeah. No, I totally, yeah, no, I agree with that, because I know that we had our fair share of, because you kind of came in at a weird time,
Yeah.
right? You came in at the tail end of the election, right? And honestly, in my last 5 years of kind of growing and running ads and really creating those systems and all of that, I had never gone through an electionary period. I had started my business post the Biden administration. So the last 4 years of really going through this myself, I had never really dealt with the phenomena that happens around election year with running ads. And I know that we had that kind of little hiccup where it was just kind of like just getting terrible people, terrible
Yeah.
quality, all of that. And then it was kind of like a little minor shift and then a little bit of timing. But things kind of came through. But I think that if you didn't have somebody out there like me kind of just telling you like, hey, this is part of the process, this is what it is, a lot of people I think would have given up, right? You didn't. And I think it shows, because now you're able to say that you traded $800 for $6,000. And I think anybody at the end of the day, if they knew that they could do that, they probably would say yes to doing something like that.
I can say that I wouldn't even say that I would have given up. I'll say that I did give up in the past. Like I've tried to run ads before, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how Meta kind of treats these things and the process that it goes through.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm wasting money. This is terrible. I'm
Yeah.
not getting any good leads. I'm not getting any good results. Ton of views, ton of likes, but whatever. I'm not making any money. And I'll shut it off. And so I just wasted my money and literally got nothing for it in the past. But working with you and you helping me to develop my ads, develop my creative, also to set up my targeting efficiently, really helped me to push through and to see the results from the money that I was spending, and it actually being an investment in growth as opposed to just a money pit.
Yeah. No, dude, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I hope to continue to help you be able to do. Get some more of these people in the pipeline and really grow and scale the way that you actually want to. But dude, I appreciate you sitting down with me and saying all the kind words that you did. I look forward to many more of these, because I know that many more of them are coming. We're going to get you to that 10 15K in retainers here before you know it. So I appreciate it, dude, and I can't wait till our coaching session on Monday.
Yeah. Thanks,
Dude. Yeah. Awesome. Later.
Yeah. See ya.